Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over my week 7 challenges guide, or in other words, the week that you can unlock Hunting Party. That is right, it is the 7th week, and if you completed the previous weeks, all 6 of them, when you complete this week, you should unlock Hunting Party. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the challenges, like the secret loading screen star for this week, how to skydive through the floating hoops the fastest, and even stuff like how to find 7 ammo boxes in one game in the quickest way possible. Like, I actually have a super quick sort of secret way to do that one that you need to see. But yeah guys, this should help you get the challenges done fast, and even if you're at tier 100, this is a great way to get XP by still completing those challenges, and that helps you get closer to fully unlocking Dire, which definitely is pretty cool. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video or find it helpful, be sure to hit that like button down below. Always helps me out a ton. And on top of that, be sure to comment what tier or level you guys are at, because I am curious about that. But yeah guys, without further ado here, let's first of all jump into it with the challenges for this week, just as an overview, and the details about these are credit to Fort Risen on Twitter, so thanks to him. But yeah, we're of course going to go over the secret star for this week, or in other words, the loading screen star. And then for the challenges themselves, first of all, we have the skydive through floating rings. You need 20 of those, very similar to previous seasons, but I'll show you the best way for that. Then destroy trees, etc. stages. Pretty interesting one there, followed by deal headshot damage and eliminate opponents in Pleasant Park. Got some tips for those. Then the search ammo boxes in a single match. Got a super fast way to do that, followed by use consumables stages and deal damage to opponents stages. So yeah, quite a few stages challenges this week, but definitely should be pretty fun. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it with the first challenge I want to go over, and that is the deal headshot damage challenge. And specifically for that, you need 500 damage, but there is a couple of very easy ways to do it, and even one that, like, if you can't hit the side of a barn, you can still get this one done pretty quick. So first of all, before we get into the super easy way of doing it, the main way that I'm going to be doing it is by not even worrying about it. I'm probably just going to play some games normally for fun, because honestly, you end up getting headshots without even trying. If you're going for some wins, getting some eliminations, you're bound to get that damage done. And since headshot damage is usually quite high compared to like body shot damage, 500 actually isn't that much. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. But again, if you have a tough time getting headshots, there is still a couple of very easy ways to do it. The first of all is to just go into disco domination, because there's so many people there, you have respawns. It's not really that tough. But the second way is to go into a squads based mode. And speaking of which, the new team terror mode is definitely amazing for that. It's kind of like 50v50 but with smaller teams. So what you can do is go to the other side of the map at the start of the match, find some weapons and try and knock somebody off on their own. And then once you do that, you can simply walk up to them, get some headshot damage while they're crawling around, and that's an easy way to get it done if you do it a few times. But honestly, even like normal squads works. But moving on to the challenge after that, I want to talk about this one is the search ammo boxes, specifically 7 ammo boxes in one game. And I want to go over this specifically because I have an amazing place to go for this. A spot that has so many ammo boxes in one single building that is just an awesome way to get this challenge done and to get it done super fast. So yeah guys, for this one, it doesn't really matter which game mode you do it in, except I would probably avoid disco domination just because those matches last longer and you can't click leave the match during it after you've completed a challenge, because then it won't count. In disco domination, you actually have to complete the match, I believe. But yeah, I'm probably just going to do it in solo. But once you get into a solo match, the location that you want to go, and you might remember this from some of my previous season guides where we got this challenge, by far one of the best places to go is Greasy Grove. That's right, that beautiful location that has the Der Burger, and actually you want to go inside of the Der Burger building. For whatever reason, this building has so many ammo boxes. So like, as you can see here, if you start off on the roof, you can find one inside of this building along with a chest. And obviously this example is in playgrounds. It's just a good way to show the locations, but you won't be able to actually do it in playgrounds. But like, yeah, as you saw, there's a place for a box to spawn on the other side of that wall. Then if you go down the hall, there's a couple on the shelves, so you can grab those as well. And then if you go into the room on the right, there's another ammo box in there. Now on top of that, you can go into the basement and find one on the shelf sort of in the hallway, and then you've got a final one back in the corner, as you can see right here. Now in game, not all of those will spawn. I mean, it's possible, but you know, they're sort of random if they decide to spawn or not, so you may need a couple more, but you can always find those in the other houses at Greasy Grove, such as the one right next to it, like in the attic, as you can see. But most of them either have them in the attic or like under the steps. There's also one in the gas station that you can grab as well. But yeah, if you happen to get a bus route where this is like at the end of the route, you could possibly be the only person at Greasy Grove, so you can just go around, grab these ammo boxes, and you'll be done with the challenge just like that. It's honestly not as hard as it seems. After that then though, you have the destroy stuff challenges, or at least for stage 1, it is destroy trees, and you need, I believe, 50 trees. And unfortunately, I don't know the other stages quite yet, because I wanted to get this out to you guys as quickly as possible, but I'm assuming since it's destroy trees, it would probably go forward to like rocks maybe. I don't know, cactuses. And if you need rocks, there's an area near Tomato Temple, and cactuses are near Paradise Palms. But yeah, that's just a guess. As for the trees themselves, the best way to go about doing this is really in any game mode. I don't really think it matters. In fact, you could probably just play normally. You're going to be farming trees for materials, so you'll end up getting this one done anyways. But if you want to do it super fast, I mean, go to Wailing Woods, something like that. Maybe Shifty Shafts even. There's a ton of trees around. Or on top of that, actually, you could go somewhere like Retail Row and just hit a bunch of the small trees around. Those have less HP, so you can actually knock those down faster than like the bigger trees in Wailing Woods. So that might be a plan. Maybe go into Disco Domination. If nobody's going to an area like that, just go there, knock down a bunch of trees, and you'll have this challenge done in no time. It's just a matter of getting it done. So again, I'd probably save this one until later because you can do it while you're doing some of the other challenges or just while playing normally for fun. After that though, we have the Skydive through Floating Rings challenge, which is always a pretty fun one. You know, it's a pretty unique challenge, and with that, there's definitely one best way of doing it. But as for the floating rings, if you're new this season and haven't been playing for the previous seasons, basically what this challenge is when you're skydiving from the bus, you have to try and aim for these floating rings in the air and try to skydive through them. And as you can see right here, luckily the rings actually show up in theater mode, but we'll get back to that in just a sec here. The main tip I have for this one is to definitely focus on your other challenges first. Since you're obviously going to have to play multiple games, at the start of each game, just try and aim for some of these rings. On top of that, even if you're doing like the, you know, search ammo boxes challenge and you want to go to Greasy Grove, try and aim for some rings that are near Greasy Grove. So I definitely 100% recommend that. But as for the layout of the rings themselves, you can actually get 4 in one single skydive. And like as you can see, you have the pink ring on the top, then I believe it splits off. You've got the blue rings and then a couple of green ones as well. But if you pull out your glider a little bit or can just angle your character, you can get 4 in one single skydive. So that means in the best possible case scenario, you can get this done in 5 skydives. But yeah, guys, for sure, try to do this one when you're going for some other challenges because you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, and that is just such a fast way to get challenges done. But after that then, guys, we have some other pretty interesting challenges, and the first of which I want to talk about is the Consumables Stages Challenge. Now, since the first one is apples, it would make sense that the other ones are probably mushrooms and shadow stones. I believe those are the 3 consumables that we have. But yeah, starting off with apples here, I actually have this awesome location that always spawns 5 apples. And I've been meaning to show you guys this one. It's sort of a secret, but if you go over to Wailing Woods and find this specific cabin right here, there's a room off to the left, which I believe always spawns 5 apples. And that's the exact amount that you need. But obviously, first of all, you need to get some damage. So, you know, maybe try and find some players and get into a battle quick. I don't know. But it's honestly not that hard. But even if you don't want to go to this specific location, maybe you want to play some normal games and do this along the way, there are a ton of locations for apples around the map. I mean, even right next to this one, there's some apples sort of near Tomato Temple. I remember there's some in Retail Road. They're all over, so you'll be able to find plenty of them. Now, if the other stages are like mushrooms and stuff, you can right away go into Wailing Woods and find some mushrooms there. And also if it's shadow stones, you guys know where to find those at the corrupted zones. But yeah, guys, after that then, you have got the deal damage stages, or at least the first stage is deal damage to opponents. Overall, these should be pretty easy. Maybe it switches to like specific weapons, not 100% sure. Oh, and yeah, that's deal 300 damage in a single match. Now, obviously that's pretty straightforward, but I still have one main tip for you guys, and that is to focus on the other challenges first, or at least, you know, try and do this with other challenges. Like, for example, if you're going for the headshot damage challenge, or actually you could do it the other way, you could go for this challenge and try to do the headshot damage challenge as well. You could even maybe just do it while you're trying to do some of the other ones. We've also got an elimination challenge coming up to talk about, so you could even do it that way. But yeah, it should be pretty easy, and even if you want to play some normal games and not even worry about this one, you'll be able to get it done. And then of course there'll be some other stages, but you can probably use the same tips most likely. But after that then, guys, we have one of the most important challenges every week, and that is the secret loading screen star or banner. And this week it is a star, so it's a free tier. But yeah, guys, real quick before we get into it, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I post these guides every single week for the challenges, and if you guys want to know some of the best ways to get them done, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also turn on notifications to be some of the first to see the videos. But yeah, guys, for the challenge itself, again, it is a star, so it will be a free tier, and I know you guys love those free tiers, so it's definitely a good week. And then most likely, I'm not 100% sure if the following weeks will have these challenges, these secret ones. We'll definitely have to wait and see, but if we do get another one of these challenges for week 8, it will most likely go back to a banner, and you know, the banners are fun to get, might as well grab them. But yeah, as for this week, it is for sure a tier. Now, if you're new to these types of challenges, the way that you first of all make this star appear on the map before you can even go and get it, and I'll show you where it'll spawn, but you do need to complete the week 7 challenges, all 7 of them in order for this star to even show up on the map. If you still have a challenge left over, it'll not show up. And also, I think you may need to complete the previous weeks, like all of those challenges for this week's star to show up as well. Again, not 100% sure about that. I haven't been able to test it, but that's kind of the rumor going around. So, you know, might as well make sure you do that. Or if it doesn't show up, that's probably the reason why. But yeah, guys, as for the location itself, first of all, thanks to TapohiFL for posting the loading screen because the location was hidden in there. But as for the location itself, you want to go to Leaky Lake. So be sure to get into any game mode and just drop into there. And then for the specific location of the star, I'm pretty sure it'll be at one of 2 locations. It's definitely near like one of the boats, but maybe just to be sure, check the pinned comment down below for the confirmed location. But I'm pretty sure it should be at this first one, which if you're looking at the center and then look over here, here's a boat that you can find sort of between 2 of the small islands. So the star should probably be on top of that boat. So just land there, go on top of the boat, and it should most likely just show up right there. You hold the use button or key on it and it should pick it up and you should be able to get it done. However, it could also be on a separate boat that's actually like in Leaky Lake right here, as you can see, but I would guess that it would most likely be on the boat that's actually floating in the water. That would make the most sense to me. But again, check the pinned comment down below just in case it changes for whatever reason. I'll be sure to update that with, well, any updates. But then guys, for the final challenge, this one too is super easy, but the main tip I can give you, similar to the other ones that are easy this week, is actually to try and do it with some of the other challenges. Try and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. And the challenge that I'm talking about here is the eliminate opponents in Pleasant Park. And with that, you will need a total of 3 eliminations. So obviously that's pretty straightforward and pretty easy, but again, try and do it with some of the other challenges. Like you can match this with the deal headshot damage challenge and also just the deal damage to opponents first stage. Those will work really great with this one, and you can work on maybe multiple challenges at once, and that'll help you get done with the challenges even faster. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today's guide. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more guides coming up soon. On top of that, you can check out the previous week's guide on the left, and then on the right going over stuff like the new football skins coming out. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.